Hey Gemini, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings, and this week we're sort of just, having a look at a bit of everything, seeing what mostly just wants to come out for you. I do have quite a few decks here today, so we are starting off today with the Cosmic Messages Oracle. I do also have the Egyptian Oracle. I know that that's a very plain base there, but that's the Egyptian Oracle. I do have the Sweet Love Tea Oracle. So when we look at love, we have that one. And clarifying everything today with the Lunar Lenormand. All right, so getting sort of straight on into it for you. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Keep an eye out for all the other videos. Make sure you click the notification button and whatnot as well. Leave me comments. Let me know if there's any specific topics you would like to have a reading for, and I'll definitely organize something for you. No drama. But all my details are in the description box as well if you're after personals or anything like that as well. Okay, Gemini. Gemini, what is going on for Gemini this week? Starting off with your affirmation message, Gemini. Affirmation message for Gemini, we have life can be hard and life can be wonderful. Which will you focus on? All right. So basically, choosing, having to be conscious of, what you're choosing to see the world as at the moment, whether you're choosing to, be grateful for all the wonderful things in your life or the potential for wonderful things in your life, or are you focusing on the negative stuff and getting wrapped up in the, the harsh, boring, mundane stuff? Life can be hard. Are you letting it be hard at the moment, or are you choosing to see the good and the wonderful in amongst all that, rough energy of, life as it is? So choosing what to focus on within your own self at the moment, Gemini, needing to be a little bit more conscious about where you're letting your perspectives shift to, where you're letting your mind dwell, those sorts of things, and sort of flipping that back into the positive scheme of things for yourself. Gemini, what's the overview for Gemini this week? What's going on for Gemini? What does Gemini need to know right now? The Viper. Love this energy. You're experiencing a transformation. You're experiencing a transformation and will be empowered as a new being. So it's time to strike. The time to strike is now. There are some things, it's kind of like, the Viper energy, you've been curled up for too long. And now that you're out of your nest, so to speak, it's time to strike. It's time to open that mouth, open up that scary neck. Allow yourself to be seen. Allow yourself to, stand strong and bite if you need to strike for the things that, mean the most to you at the moment. I'll clarify that, of course. Gemini, clarifying the Viper energy for Gemini. Why do we have the Viper energy coming through for Gemini? It keeps saying strike, strike, strike while the iron's hot. Strike now. I keep getting messages to do with the word strike. Some of you may even be playing 10-pin bowling this week, and it's like strike, you're getting a strike after strike after strike, because I'm getting a lot of strike. You may even be going on a strike at work or something along those lines, some sort of protest that you might be involved in with work and things like that this week. Gemini, what's going on for Gemini? What does Gemini need to know right now? And for a lot of you, the main message is just striking while the iron's hot, striking while the going's good, strike now. It's like, and I'm also hearing speak now or forever hold your peace. A lot of conscious decision needing to be made by you this week as well. Firstly, we have the Garden coming through. Okay, so that's very sociable energy, very attending events and, getting out and about in public, being seen. Once again, I did mention that already, being seen at the moment. It is my date card as well. So if you have been wanting to ask somebody out on a date, strike now while the iron's hot kind of thing. the time is now to do that, to ask that person out on a date. If And for others of you, this has got to do with some sort of meeting, workplace meetings, taking place at the moment, and the need to, sit down and get everything out on the table, and maybe even threatening a strike. But it's time to take action. We're definitely seeing it's time to take action here this week, and not being afraid to, hiss and let yourself be seen, and know that, I can bite if I decide to bite. That's where my first strike will be, is to bite and do what I need to do to, protect myself and whatnot. We do see the ship coming through next here, Gemini. So there is a lot of movement. That I feel like this is you needing to take action. It's time to start that journey. Strike now while the going's good, and strike out on your own. That kind of thing coming through here as well, because the ship really is the start of a journey. It's the start of a brand new adventure. And so for some of you, this is striking out on your own. So you're going on this adventure now. It's time to have those meetings and start being seen and getting out and about and getting yourself out there so that you can, start making big moves. The ship really does talk about big moves. For some of you, this may actually be physical travel involving this as well. So you may be actually, stepping out in a big kind of a way here, where you're, stepping further abroad than you imagined you would, stepping out into a much more public space. So for a lot of you, if you have your own business and things like that, this is definitely, stepping out and starting the adventure and being seen on social media. I do pick up with the garden there that can talk about social media, especially with the ship here, because it's, it's crossing distant waters. It's crossing, oceans. There might be oceans between you and your clientele or your customers or whatever. And it's time for you to, get social and get into it and start having the meetings and being seen in a more public sphere. So for a lot of you, this is some sort of advertising coming through here as well. We do see the crossroads coming through for you here as well. So definitely making a lot of conscious choices on the direction that you're going at the moment. That the decision to, strike out on your own and strike while the iron's hot. You do need to sort of make that a conscious decision. The meetings that you're having, there's a lot of foresight and planning going into the things that you're doing at the moment. So you're really planning it out, and for a lot of you, I feel like you have been kind of planning all this sort of stuff for a while, but it's kind of saying that now is the time to, strike that match and start that fire for yourself. Get the ball rolling on all those things, start that journey. Okay, and so deciding, well, maybe for some of you there has been a decision between, okay, do we go to this place or do we do this place? So I just feel as though for some of you there may be a choice. It's telling me advertising firms. I don't know what that's about, but it may be just sort of, what social media you're going to utilize, what advertising firms you're utilizing, things like that. So needing to make those decisions and sort of setting those into motion as well, making very conscious decisions at the moment. You're not sort of just, willy-nilly deciding things at the last minute. You're making very thought out, conscious decisions this week, and starting those adventures, hop to it kind of thing. Definitely making moves this week. I feel like for a lot of you that's got to do with career and business. So, take it as it resonates, guys. But, once again, we do see a lot of free will involved in that energy, and you needing to really, once again, going back to your affirmation card, you're needing to make that conscious choice with yourself as well. That do I choose to, see these options and these decisions? Do I choose to see how potentially amazing this choice could be, or this path could lead us to, or do I choose to focus on the negative stuff? Definitely needing to make that conscious choice to, shift your perspective onto, well, do you know what? It's all part of the adventure. It's all part of getting out there, and it's time to strike and move forward and make those decisions. So, I choose to focus on the potential positives and the potential, that this path could take us somewhere really amazing. So that's definitely coming through for you here. Okay, Gemini. Is there anything else Gemini needs to be aware of? Is there anything else Gemini needs to be aware of this week, please? Anything else that Gemini needs to be aware of going on? It's just saying, move on to the love portion, Michelle. We have the heart coming through alongside the lilies. Okay, so it's pretty much just saying move on to the love portion for Gemini here. But it talks about, long-term loves, a love that is very close to your heart and very, the love of your life kind of love. Having love for yourself and being kinder to yourself comes through with that energy there as well. So but it's like an unconditional love, a long-term love that we're seeing referenced here. So we'll move on to your love portion and see what wants to come out for you. Okay, Gemini. Gemini, what does Gemini need to see in regards to love and romance? Love and romance messages for our Geminis. Oh, and another shuffle. I'm seeing repeated messages already. So everything links in with everything else, as pretty much always. When one thing in your life starts changing, everything else, we see similar messages, synchronicities. Definitely seeing those synchronicities for you here coming through. So for a lot of you, whatever's going on here with the decisions you're making, the path that you're choosing to walk at the moment, even if that is your career sort of stuff, it's having a flow and effect into your love life as well. Some of you may just love your job and love what you're doing on that side of things, and that's what's being referenced here. But we have the back and forth coming through first. So you can see straight away, we see the crossroads again, that same imagery, changing your mind or being confused emotionally, flighty and uncertainty. So the need to be very clear with what choices you are making, because there is a little bit of confusion around you, a little bit of back and forth. Do I go this way? Do I go that way? When it comes to love. So you kind of are a little bit floating between two choices, I feel, for a lot of you when it comes to love. So focusing on the choices that you're making elsewhere in your life and choosing to focus on, the life can be wonderful message once again. Choosing to focus on the good things will really help clear that confusion and guide you to the path that you need to take with love at the moment, Gemini. We also have adventures. Okay, so we're seeing the double up here with the road, the crossroad, and the back and forth cards. Look at that. They're even very, very similar images there. And now we're seeing the similar message here with the ship coming through with that adventures card. Okay, so travel, change, and plans, having new experiences and making new friends. So, we did see you starting that adventure, meeting up with new people, getting out and about, getting yourself seen, meeting new friends, meeting new people along the way, definitely being very sociable. A lot of networking for you this week, I feel, for a lot of you. It's whether it's with work or whether it's networking to, new friends and maybe one of these new friends will introduce you to the new love and all that sort of stuff. So we are just seeing references there to the main message when it comes to love and romance, but I will just double check with the lenormand and see if it wants to be a little bit clearer here for you. Gemini, what does Gemini need to know in regards to love and romance? Take a chance. We have the clover first here. Pardon me. Sorry. That's just sort of jumping in the deep end, taking a chance. So just, taking a risk and investing in love, just in general. Fortune surrounds you. Take a chance on the snake. We have the snake here, so we've already seen the viper energy for you. Once again, seeing more sort of double up synchronicity messages here. So we've got the snake, we've got the crossroads, and we've got, adventure, all big themes for you this week. Choices, adventure, and then this viper energy of, experiencing transformation, being empowered as a new being. But this snake actually does let us know that, you're taking a chance on the snake. I'm kind of getting a very specific message with the snake here. You're taking a chance that, it's got to do with what we saw about the perspective, the way that you're thinking about things. Life, I'll read that once again. Life can be hard and life can be wonderful. Which will you choose to focus on? So the snake actually tells us that you're investing in the snake, in the sense of you're investing in the illusion. You're investing in the illusion of what you wish to be. Pardon. That cough is sticking around. It's driving me insane. So, you may feel as though your hope for life to be wonderful, your hope and kind of your dream that, if I choose the right path, everything will work out really well, and this will go to that, and then this will turn into this. You may feel as though that is a delusion. Like, I'm deluded to think that it could ever happen that way. You have faith in that delusion, that illusion that you're creating for yourself. It's kind of saying invest in the illusion. The illusion of what could be is where you need to invest yourself and take a risk towards what could be, rather than, what is or what is not. So thinking that life could be wonderful, that's the illusion that you're needing to invest in for yourself, okay? Because that's where stability comes in. We have the house there as well. So that leads you straight to stability and security, and within your own self, within your life. The home is a very secure, stable, home is where the heart is. Everything's sort of safe, little bubble, comfort zone energy. So the illusion, it is the safe thing to bet on. All right. And it's because with the snake, there's a lot of passion and desire as well. So, it's kind of like you are so passionate about this. I'm going to, like, illusion, maybe not the right word. Delusion and illusions, maybe not the right word. Okay. Because I feel like it's just coming through in that sense, because you're telling yourself this is going to be impossible, but it's not. It's your goals, your dreams, your desires. Okay, I mean, you're so passionate about this that it's the stable passion. Like, your passion is going to lead you directly to that becoming very stabilized for yourself in the near future. That it's all part of the adventure, and it will help stabilize any confusion, any back and forth energy that you're going on with in your own personal life as well. But it's time to, set into some serious decisions, and really make those decisions, rather than allowing them to continue to be back and forth decisions. It's time to strike. The time to strike is now. Okay, and start moving forward, because the end result is going to be safety, security, the family that you've dreamed of, the goals becoming very stable in your life, and being that safe zone you can go home to at the end of the day. That that it's going to, provide long-term security for you. Okay, Gemini, so that's what we have for you this week. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, recommend a friend over as well. The more, the merrier, and I will see you all again soon.